Natasha Denona just dropped her biggest launch of the year. We have a brand new palette, and of course, we have to see what's up with it. I have a dilemma with my eyeshadow palette, and if it happened to you, let me know. It is the first time that I receive an eyeshadow palette like this. Yes, I'm missing 2 shades. I don't know how, why, but somebody forgot to put my 2 shades right here. That's for sure. And everything right here, it's clean. So they definitely forgot to put them in. But how can you forget though? Like if you put an eyeshadow together, like you know, man, that you're missing 2 shades. The shade that is supposed to go right here is like a dusty matte rose. And then the one right here is like a sparkly pinky shade. So pretty. I want those 2 shades so bad. You don't even understand. But I called Sephora and they were like, the palette right now, it is currently out of stock. But when I got my palette, it was on stock. So you should be able to do something for me, but no, they're not doing anything for me. I was like, I have to review this palette, ma'am. I cannot wait a few weeks until you restock the palette. But whatever, we're gonna work with what we have and we're gonna ignore the 2 shades that we're missing down there. This new baby, it is $69 and it's made in Italy. Here you have I Need a Nude, the eyeshadow palette. It is a cool tone color story featuring 15 new muted rosy and nude shades. Of course, on the Natasha's iconic formula. This palette has brand new wet effect sparkling and glossy finish formula, illuminating any eyeshadow look with an ethereal touch of glistening sparkle. The packaging is super pretty. I love the nude pinky situation and then the 3D glass design on the front of the palette. It's a good size. It's not too bulky. And then in the back, you get all the little holes that if you poke, the shadow will pop right out and you can either mix and match or refill them. Here you have the eyeshadow palette in person next to the one in the pictures. And I feel that the shades in the picture, they all look a little darker than in real life. Let's get ready to do a little bit of swatches. We're gonna start with Stone. This one is a matte, light, medium, warm taupe. That was a nice swatch. This one is Whisper. It is a metallic light nude pink. This shade right here, it's called Ella. It is a sparkling foiled warm fawn. This one right here. This one is a matte medium warm dusty rose. A metallic soft amber. That one is not really showing that much. This shade right here, the Leah, I think is one of the prettiest shades. It is a sparkling wet effect silver brown. There we go. I already fucked up the swatches, but you can see both of them right there. This one is a matte coffee bean brown, and I don't like the way that that's swatched. Super patchy. This one is a sparkling foil champagne. A light matte misty rose. This one is the lightest shade in the palette. A sparkling foil medium neutral brown. Wow. A matte light warm rose, a glossy wet effect warm champagne, and Tender, it is a matte medium taupe. Here you have all of the shades. I love the way they look on my skin tone. I do feel that the shades are given a little bit more in person. They look better. And when it comes to the wet formula, we only have 3 shades, which is this one right here, this one, Sheen, and then Mia, which is one of the shades that I'm missing. Sure, you know that Natasha Denona also have another eyeshadow palette with cool tones, which is the Glam palette, this one right here. But this is giving a lot more depth. The shades are darker and everything looks a little bit more smoky. Let me put them side by side. And yes, they're totally different palettes. The Glam palette is a lot more cool tone. And the I Need a Nude, it is straight up nude. These palettes right here, they're gonna give you totally different vibes, totally different looks. This is gonna give you more of that taupe, mauvey, rosy, light pink type of looks. everything looking a lot lighter than what you're gonna create with this palette, and this is gonna give you more of the cool tone smoky type of looks. I'm not even gonna swatch them to compare them because I don't think we need to. The two lightest shades in the I Need a Nude palette, it is this one right here that is a light taupe, and then the one right here that is a light brown. And then we have the darker shade in this palette, that is this one right here. We really don't have anything like that in this palette. And the two lightest shades in the Glam palette, it is this one right here, totally different from what we're getting up there. And then this one that is more like a beigey nude type of brown. At first I was like, damn, I don't know if I'm gonna need this one if I already have this one, but yes, you have an excuse. They're not the same at all. I have nothing in mind when it comes to the eye looks, so we're gonna come up with something together. At first I was gonna create one look, but why one, right? Let's just do two. I'm gonna be using my Gerald Cosmetics eye base. You already know that this is, in my eyes, the best of the best. Where's my brush? I know, I have a mess right here in front of me. I like to apply my eye primer with the Fenty Beauty Concealer brush, but I have no clue where is it at. So I'm gonna be using this one from Rare Beauty. And you only need a little bit of this eye base. A little bit goes a long way. And look at that coverage. It is insane. Before I started filming here, I did a get ready with me on TikTok, doing my face, like my base. And that's what I'm gonna start doing. Like, why get ready by myself if I can get ready with you, right? Over there. But that's gonna happen only on TikTok. So if you don't follow me over there, look for me. I'm waiting for you. The good thing is that like that you will be able to know like what I'm wearing on my face if I'm only doing like an eyeshadow review or something like that. With my Rose Beauty E28, I think this is the number erased, I'm gonna start with this shade right here, and I'm gonna apply right here on my outer V. I am packing the shade on right here on my outer V. I'm gonna pick up a little bit more because I want this to have a lot of depth. And I'm gonna bring it a little bit in towards the center of my lid, just like this. Like I'm just doing the little tapping. And as you can see, I'm like elongating this. So I'm not just like packing it on like right here on my outer V. I'm doing this like if it was like a thick wing, but with shadow. And now I'm just wiping off the brush, and I'm gonna go in with a little bit of this shade down here. And I'm using it to blend the edges up here of the shade that we just applied. And look how beautifully these two shades are diffusing together. Perfect. Now with a small blending brush, this one is the Mini Booster from Sonia G. I'm gonna pick up a little bit of this dark shade right here. And I'm gonna apply it also on my outer V, but right here, just to give it a little bit more depth. Perfect. I'm gonna pick up a little bit more. And then now I'm gonna need a regular blending brush, and I'm gonna go back with the first shade that we used, this one right here, and I'm gonna use it to blend this dark brown shade. I'm just gonna blend it right on top in circular slow motions. Perfect. Love the combination of those shades right there. Now I'm gonna go back with the small blending brush. I'm gonna make sure that I wipe it down really good, and I'm gonna go back to the first shade that we used, this one right here, and the same thing that I did right here on my outer V, I'm gonna do right here in the inner corner of my eye. First I'm gonna apply this shade, just like that. I'm gonna wipe down the brush, and I'm gonna go back to this one to blend it even more. Perfect. And then now with the same small blending brush, I'm gonna go back to the darker brown shade. And I'm gonna apply it right on top. Just like that. Perfect. Now with this packing fluffy, I guess, brush, I'm gonna pick up a little bit of the lighter shade right here. And I'm gonna apply right on the center of my lid. Just like this. I'm picking up a little bit more for my brow. Now we're gonna use one of the glossy wet formulas, Sheen. So I'm gonna pick it up with my packing brush. So I'm gonna show you how it looks with the brush dry. I'm gonna apply right here in the center of my lid. And then I am gonna wet my brush. Oh, that looks beautiful. I'm gonna bring it up here on my brow bone. And you see how fast we created the look? I'm gonna pick up a little bit more. Beautiful. Now let me just wet my brush. And this is how it looks wet with a little bit of help, which it really doesn't need no help because I don't see that much of a difference. So it's gonna give you what it's gonna give you, and that's it. Which this is beautiful. I'm gonna pick up a little bit more of the same shade, and I'm gonna apply right here on the inner corner of my eye and on my tear duct. This shade looks so pretty on the tear duct because it pops a lot. Now for my lower lash, I'm gonna be using the same shades that I used on my lids. First, we're gonna start with this one. And I'm just gonna apply it along my lower lash. This one, and I'm gonna mix it with a little bit of the darkest one. And I'm applying the darker shade really close to my lower lashes. This is the first look. I love it. Now let's do the other one. I'm using the same eye primer that I used in the other eye. For this eye look, I want something with a little bit more drama, more depth. Let's start with the shade Tender. And I'm gonna start packing it on right here. So this shade, it is super patchy. I think this is the one that I didn't swatch right. Whatever, we're gonna make it work. We're gonna do a little tapping technique. Bum, bum, bum. And I only want this shade right here from the inner corner to halfway of my crease. I'm gonna pick up some of this shade to blend everything a little bit better because I don't like the finish of the shade that I was just using before. I'm going right on top. Top, top, top. I'm wiping down my brush and I'm gonna pick up a little bit of Fair, which is the lightest shade, to make sure that I blend everything right here. With the same brush, I'm gonna pick up the dark brown shade. And I'm gonna apply right here on my outer V. Now the same thing I did right here, I'm gonna do it right here from my outer V to halfway in, doing the tapping technique. Ta ta ta. I'm loving how the outside, it's giving a little bit more depth than the inside. See that? That's exactly what we want. You just have to make sure that you keep doing a little tapping until you see that everything is nice and diffuse. When I get exactly what I want when it comes to the color, now I'm wiping my brush in between shades always. I'm gonna pick up a little bit of the lighter shade, this one right here, Fair, and I'm gonna use it to blend everything up here by my brow bone. Perfect. Just like this. Now we're gonna go into the shade right here that is sparkly, and I'm gonna apply it right here on my outer V. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I am literally just trying shades, as many shades as I can put in my eyelids so we can see how they perform. So far, we already used this one right here, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. We got like 4 more shades. And now we're gonna try this one right here, Ella. And Ella looks a little bit like the one that we just used, this one. But of course, this one looks a little darker. But let's see how they look on the eyes. And if we can tell the difference. I'm gonna apply right here next to the other one. I do see the difference, they're not the same. Ella, which is this one right here, the one that I just put on, it's giving me more light. It's lighter than the one that I have on my other V, which is this one right here. That's good, because in the pen they look super close. I thought on the eyes they were gonna become one shade and that they were gonna look the same, but nope, you definitely see the difference. Okay, so what other shades we haven't tried? This one, Whisper, and Delia. So let's go in with, which one is lighter? Let's go in with this one first, Delia, because this one looks a little lighter, and I'm gonna apply that one on the inner corner of my eye. So Delia, this is one of the wet formulas. And to see what's up with the shade, I'm gonna apply right here on the center of my lid. Oh wow, that looks so stunning. I love Ella and Delia next to each other, because the shade Ella, I think that's how you pronounce the shade name, but if I'm pronouncing it wrong, excuse me. So I love those two shades together, because Ella, it's giving me more of like the champagne with a little bit of golden, and then Delia, it's giving me more of like silver, gray. I love them together. I'm using my brush completely dry, which does great. Most of the times that I'm working with shimmers or sparkly shades, I like to personally wet my brush so I can get the most out of the shimmer, but I don't have to do that with the shades. So I'm glad. Now I'm gonna go in to Whisper, and I'm gonna apply this all over the inner corner of my eye, also on my tear duct. I'm gonna bring it right here by my eyebrow. I'm picking up a little bit more, and I'm gonna apply some right here on my brow bone. Wait. Basically, you're connecting like your tear duct, the inner corner of your eye, like this, with the brow bone. And that's gonna give you a nice shape. Now for my lower lash, I'm gonna be using this little detail brush from Sonia G, but I am gonna wet it this time. And the reason why I'm wetting it is because I'm gonna be working with a sparkly shimmer on my lower lash, and I don't want any type of mess. I'm gonna pick up a little bit of this one, and I'm applying it only in the outer part of my lower lash. Make sure that you leave the inner part blank, because we're gonna be using another shade right there. I'm gonna be using the same brush, but with something a lot lighter, so I'm just making sure that I wipe it down really, really, really good. I'm gonna wet it again. I love the way that this setting mist from Scott Barnes smells. And I'm gonna pick up the same shade that I have in the inner corner of my eye, Whisper. And then now I'm gonna apply it on the inner corner of my lower lash. And I'm gonna connect it right here. You know what? I'm gonna pick up a little bit of the shade Delia, and I'm gonna pop it right on the center of my lower lash, like right here. See if it gives me a little bit more oof. Yes. We are done with both of my eye looks. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like the looks. We have two totally different eye looks over here. This one is giving more of that rosy, pinky, girly vibe. And then this one on the other side, it's more extra. It's giving more of the silvery, grayish type of vibe. This is perfect for every day. And then this one right here, it's a lot more dramatic, more smoky, perfect for nighttime. I love both of the eye looks the same, but let me know which one do you like more, this one or this one. It is given that glossy wet finish for sure. You can perfectly see it in both of the eye looks. And you are gonna be able to create many looks with this palette. Light glams, bold glams. It's gonna be perfect for every day, for work, for school, for dates. Even if you want something more bold and dramatic than this eye look, you can perfectly do that with a black or brown dark liner. If you apply a little bit right here on your outer V, done. You can create more depth like that. And even for the makeup no makeup glam, because if you just like grab your finger, well, you know I don't like using my finger, I will use a brush, but you know what I mean. If you just grab a little bit of like the glossy wet shades and apply it all over your lid, it's gonna give you that wet finish that is gonna have you looking so good. I'm really happy with this palette. I give it 10 out of 10. I highly recommend it. I enjoyed it while I was using it, and I'm dying to create more looks. I'm actually so aggravated that I'm missing this shade right here, Mia, because it's one of the pretty glossy wet shades and I need it in my life, because the one that I'm missing right here, it's giving more pink. Oh, I need it, please. I'm gonna just keep this one and tell them to send me another one when they restock. This palette right here is gonna be perfect for everybody. Like, there's no way you're not gonna like it. I love that it's not giving too much, but at the same time it's not giving too little. That's the main reason why I tell you that everybody and their mother is going to love this palette, because even if you like both looks, you can get it with this palette. Or even if you really don't like to wear a lot of makeup, you like more of like the simple light type of makeup, you're gonna love this palette. And when it comes to formulation, chef kiss, on point, beautiful. I was not expecting less coming from Natasha Denona. It's pigmented, buildable, blendable, and I really didn't have no follow. And the shades are not messy. You're not gonna have a lot of kickback. They're not powdery. I have to confess to you that when I saw this in pictures, I was like, this is gonna be so boring. But nope. I was so wrong. I have to give it to Natasha Denona for coming out with another stunning ass palette. But like always, don't forget to let me know what do you think about it in the comment section down below. Do you like it? You don't like it? And I love you to the moon and back. Mwah! See you on the next one.